Martial arts such as Aikijutsu, Jujutsu and Kenjutsu were practiced for centuries, but they were always a form of fighting arts preserving lives by taking lives. There came a period of history where various religious philosophies proliferated. Philosophies such as Taoism, Buddhism, Shintoism. And these questioned the rationale of the individual for training to subdue others, proposing the training of the self, the soul, or restraining the ego. So a cut with a sword doesn't represent a cut of a body, but it cuts through the ego of anger, annoyance, frustration. This period of history was marked by the change of the names of the martial arts from Aikijutsu, Jujutsu, Kenjutsu to Aikido, Judo, Kendo, which literally means the way of. At the beginning of the 20th century, the principles of Aikido, as we know it today, were originated and formulated by its founder, Morei Ueshiba. Morei Ueshiba's Aikido evolved and developed and matured over the lifetime that he dedicated to Aikido. In the initial days it was very hard and very combative. It was to prove that the art worked. Later on in his life it became very harmonious, gentle, very spiritual. The question arises, why are there so many styles of Aikido, so many different people training in different ways? It's quite simple. Throughout the life of Morei Ueshiba, his style changed and he had different students at different stages. And those students had gone away and started to teach Aikido as they understood it at that time. So you'll find students of Morei Ueshiba in his early life very hard, very powerful. Later on, students that were with him at the end of his life, very gentle, harmonious. Morei Ueshiba believed that the martial arts are not concerned with brute force to knock opponents down, nor with lethal weapons that lead the world into total destruction. According to him, the true martial arts, without struggling, regulates the key of the universe, guards the peace of the world, and produces and brings to maturity everything in nature. Therefore, it should be said that the primary purpose of martial arts training is to cultivate the energy and love within us, connecting to a universal energy and ultimately universal love. The martial arts begins with gratitude and ends with gratitude. If someone has begun to learn a particular martial art and the intention is incorrect, then very soon the art becomes very brutal and violent. From the very beginning of all martial arts and sports disciplines, most of them have made victory the principal end, and their practitioners train themselves to win at all cost. So a question can be asked, is it possible for one man not to fight while all around him others are fighting? Most of the people would answer it is not. But in Aikido, right is might. You are required only to perform your own mission in life. It is not necessary to think about surpassing or overcoming others. It is not necessary to prove that you are strong, because greater importance is the question of whether you are right or wrong, whether or not you are following the laws. Aikido is a way of mental and physical coordination. Every movement in Aikido becomes art itself, but it requires coordination of mind and body. Therefore, constant practice is required to maintain absolute stability at all times. In Japan, young Aikido students sometimes practice controlled breathing every night for an hour and a half. They choose the coldest time in winter, sit on thin matting out of doors. They continue to practice breathing even when it snows. This practice of meditation allows students to experience certain skills and ability that are enhanced, which comes from the coordination of the body and spirit. Aikido is, in the first, an expression of ourselves, and then a movement or maturity to a place of peace and contentment through a martial art.